Hi, my name is Clarence Lusane. I'm a professor of international relations at American University in Washington, D.C., and I am currently one of two co-chairs for the Civil Society Committee of the U.S. Brazil Joint Action Plan to combat racism and racial discrimination in Brazil and in the United States. And we're at the end of our meeting of the steering committee, which brings together government and civil society committees from the two different countries. And we've had 2 days of pretty intense and necessary discussion focused on the work areas of the JAPER project. Those areas are health, employment, education, criminal justice, and the environment. And we've also had a number of opportunities to have civil society co-chairs representing both Brazil and the United States to come together and meet. This has probably been the most productive meeting that we've had over the last couple of years because there was space enough for the long discussions that were needed to be held by civil society and the civil society co-chairs to come together and to agree on a range of principles as well as a work plan for the next 6 months and for the next year. But also it was an opportunity for civil society to engage the leadership of JAPER from the government side, SAPER in terms of Brazil, and the State Department in terms of the United States, as well as the other ministries and departments of government that are involved in the project. And a number of proposals have been put forth addressing work areas that I just mentioned. And our role here was to ensure that within the principles of collaboration, transparency, inclusion, that civil society has a seat at the table. It's able to play a role in helping to push these projects forward. So over the next 6 months, it will be an opportunity to become involved and to further the work that's going on in those 5 different areas. In addition, civil society will be launching a portal that will be a critical element in centralizing all of the relevant information, data, updates, and knowledge about JAPER and the work that JAPER is doing. It's our hope that as a result of the portal, which we plan to launch on March 21st, which is the International Day Against Racial Discrimination, it's our hope that once we launch the portal, it will become the vehicle not only through which those who are already engaged in the JAPER will have an opportunity to put up information, talk about the work they're doing, put some resources up, but also people and organizations and community groups outside of JAPER right now who are interested in addressing the issues and concerns that I mentioned regarding racial discrimination in both countries. And so we have an opportunity to really take a big step forward coming out of this particular meeting with launching the portal and moving forward as a collective, the civil society co-chairs.
What kind of expectation do you have for the next year about the plan, the JAPER?
Well, I think as long as we have resources in place, a minimum amount of resources, then there's a commitment on the part of the civil society co-chairs to do a number of things. One, as I mentioned, is to launch the portal, which will become a very critical element in the work of JAPER overall. Also to work with the creation of and furtherance of a number of projects in these different areas that we will be able to give small grants to. And these projects, most of which will probably be startup or pilot projects, have the potential then to become much larger kinds of projects reaching many more people. And that will be another central part of the work that we're doing. And the third element will be to give guidance and participation in the work that's being done in the areas of environment, education, healthcare, and so forth. And so over the next year, there's a large agenda. There's a great deal to be done. If the resources remain and grow, then I'm hopeful and optimistic that the project will be able to move forward. However, if there is a pullback on the part of the governments, either U.S. or Brazil, in terms of resources and in terms of support, then it will be difficult for JAPER to move forward. So those are the paths forward that we have.
Thank you.